is it something I would literally go out of my way to eat there because of the amazing, memorable sort of taste or flavors, or really sort of go raving about it with other friends and family? No. My reason for this channel and the videos is to chronicle all the different Iranian Persian restaurants and the Koobideh that I try in all the different cities and countries I travel to frequently around the world. For you to be able to access online on this channel, either as a heads up for yourself, as reference, or if you're just curious what Koobideh looks like in some other place in the world.
سلام همه. Buenos dias. خوب هستین؟ امیدوارم همه خوبین. دوباره همدیگر رو میبینیم. فکر فامیلی، دوستای عزیز، امیگوس، ای فامیلیا. ما امروز تو شهر بارسلونا هستیم. Today we are in the city of Barcelona in Spain on a holiday, and very very beautiful city. خیلی شهر قشنگ هستش. Very historic sort of city. Lots of old architecture. I'm sitting in La Rambla, which is one of the main, I think the main street in Barcelona for restaurants, shopping, normal sort of tourist stuff and weekend stuff. Just a quick point about this city, very beautiful city. It's got beaches, it's got castles, it's got historical architecture, unique sort of its own sort of style of architecture. It's got really beautiful people, it's got really nice food.
Oh my god! Wow!
I think that if you can, come and visit, because I highly recommend it. I've enjoyed my week here. While I was in the city, so I had to go eat some Koobideh, try one of the Iranian restaurants. I was planning to go to Rincon, but it was closed. Fortunately, nearby was Restaurante Shiraz. Both are quite highly rated. Rincon is 4,000 reviews. Shiraz is about over 1,000 reviews. So Shiraz it is. After eating a lot of tapas and paella and Spanish food, I really wanted some Iranian and Koobideh. So here's my review of Shiraz restaurant in Barcelona, Spain. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the location of this restaurant. It's a few stops from this La Rambla Plaza of Catalonia sort of area, the central part, sort of 2-3 stops to the west. Both quite close to each other. If you're going to Rincon, it's you get off at Urgal station on the red line. If you're going to Shiraz, it's the next station, which is Roquefort. I was quite happy about the location not being too far from the central part. I think if you're in Barcelona, you're probably in this area, and this restaurant is, but it's only 1 or 2 stops or 3 stops away. Once you get into the area, it starts to go a little bit, in my opinion, not so good. It's quite a long walk. Both of them are quite a long walk from the metro. Shiraz is a good sort of 10-minute walk away. And as you sort of get close to the restaurant, it feels like it's quite run down area. It felt like it was a little bit dodgy. Didn't seem like a really nice area. It seemed a bit local, but you know, my friend who I came with was really not feeling comfortable in the area we were walking. So
why are you running?
I think that in terms of convenience, it's not convenient because it's not in this area where you would probably be hanging around if you're in Barcelona. It's also not ridiculously out of the way in terms of being on the outskirts of Barcelona or even like some middle of nowhere. So I'm going to be fair, I'm going to go with half a star for the location. So there's a few things about the service to talk about. Firstly, in terms of the decoration and the aesthetics, it's a little sort of cozy restaurant, feels like a home. It's got sort of nice light shades of blue around the restaurant. They've got lots of little sort of things in the restaurant as well, like really traditional Iranian things. There's a cupboard with lots of sort of plates and little glasses and tea sort of pots. On the wall they've got sort of nice sort of lighting with little sort of toys or little sort of things which refer back also to Iran. There was some portraits of the different places, the Shiraz tablet as well, which is a very sort of old Iranian thing. They've got sort of pictures and posters of Zoristan, religion, figures, and on the menu as well. I mean, not just in the menu, actually, when you're coming up the stairs, they've got pictures of Shiraz and some really nice sort of references to Iran. So that was nice. The waiter who served us, I didn't catch her name, but she spoke fluent Iranian. She greeted us in Farsi as soon as we came in, and I think we were the only Iranians when we walked into the restaurant, but she knew straight away that we were Iranian. Greeted us in Iranian. That was really nice. During the meal she would sort of come and go, and she brought us the menu, she took our order, she brought us the food as well. She asked us, is everything okay, which was nice. She actually came later and said, is everything okay, do you want something else? My friend who wasn't eating, she asked her, are you sure you don't want to eat something or tea? That was really, really nice of her. It's a positive stuff. Didn't really go much further than that, like where are you from? Wasn't really curious about who we were or where we'd come from or what was our story. Wasn't really in the mood or that bothered to find out more about us. I would really love to find out more about her, being an Iranian living in Spain. So I think that was a shame. Other than that, I think the only other thing with the service is about the starters and the sort of complimentary stuff. There's no starters, there's no dessert. Everything you want you have to pick separately. You get what you order, basically. It was good service. I mean, it wasn't great or the most amazing service I've ever had. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it sort of a half star average. It wasn't great or memorable, so I wouldn't give it a full star. Next thing is about the price. راجع به قیمت رستوران حرف بزنیم. A Koobideh costs 15 euros, maybe a little bit more than 15 euros, not 16 euros, 15, just under 16 euros, 15 and a half, I think. I think that's pretty standard. In the UK, it costs about £15, maybe between 10 to 15 pound, 12 to 13 pounds. It's the same here. 15 euros is about 13 pounds. Nothing crazy or too expensive or too cheap. In my opinion, usually if the Koobideh is below 10 pounds, that's very good value, very economic and a full star. If it's above 20 pounds, you're splurging. Most Koobidehs fall between 10 to 20 pounds, and this one is the same. Just some other things as well. We didn't get much else. The dough, we got a jug of dough, it was about 10 euros. It's about 8 pounds, quite a lot. But just based on the Koobideh, I think it's half a star again. قسمت بعدی راجع به portion. Next section is about the quantity, the portion sizes. This is a very different Koobideh to what I've had before. In most places, it's quite skinny. It's quite long and skinny. Usually they're sort of short or medium size and fat. On first impressions and with the rice that came as well, it was good amount of rice. It wasn't like a huge amount of rice. Half the plate was salad or bits of lettuce. On first impressions, it looked like it was going to be quite not so much, but at the end of the meal, I did feel full. I didn't really feel like I needed to eat. I left hungry. I think that because of the hot weather, and I've noticed this in more hot sort of places, tropical sort of places, Thailand is another one that I remember quite well. They don't need as much. The portion sizes are less. It's lighter. The food is lighter. If you ever had paella here in Barcelona, you'll notice it's like really like a light sort of amount of rice on the pan. Or when they eat tapas, it's like little sort of basically like plates of starters. That's because of the hot weather. The hot weather, it's hard to eat too much or want to get fat. The body actually wants to get rid of fat in hot sort of weathers, and I think that's sort of the habit here. So the Koobideh reflects that. A little bit of rice, enough to finish with the Koobideh, but not overwhelming. And you leave sort of feeling full, but it's a light dinner, which suits the climate. So you don't leave hungry. I didn't feel overwhelmed or had sort of lots of food left that I couldn't finish or wanted to take away, and that for me is when it's a full star. In terms of portion sizes, it's a lot. It's like a feast. This is not that, but it's not sort of some sort of little kids meal, which would be no stars. So I'm going to go with half a star again for the portion size. And the last point, the most important point, is about the quality. راجع به quality غذا هم حرف بزنیم، جنس غذا حرف بزنیم. Looking back on the meal now, I think that it was a good meal. it was okay. The koobideh was oily, but not too oily. When you lifted it up, there wasn't really much oil, but it was juicy. The rice was okay as well. It wasn't too soft or sort of fluffy, but wasn't rice. Wasn't sort of sticky or hard either. It was sort of in the middle. About the taste of the koobideh, there was some flavor, but it wasn't like overwhelming flavor. It wasn't like memorable in terms of the flavor or the taste. It was just a standard, really standard koobideh. Is it something I would go out of my way? If I'm in the area and I'm looking to eat Iranian food, I would go back. Is it something I would literally go out of my way to eat there because of the amazing, memorable sort of taste or flavors, or really sort of go raving about it with other friends and family? No, I don't think so. It's just a standard place to go eat Iranian food if you miss Iranian food. That's about it. So that's why I'm going to go with half a star again. I think it's an average sort of Iranian sort of restaurant with sort of average Iranian koobideh kebabs. So in summary, we're looking at 2.5 stars for Restaurant Shiraz in Barcelona in Spain. It's a good restaurant. It's a standard restaurant. Nothing special. Nothing overwhelmingly that I could say is amazing about it. It's just a great place to go and eat koobideh if you're in Barcelona and you're missing some Iranian food. So that's my review. Hopefully they can take this feedback and improve if they feel like some of my points were valid. If not, I wish them the best success. If others are visiting as well, please leave your comments and reviews. Please like and subscribe. I have more restaurant reviews in Europe, in Middle East, in Asia that I've done and are coming up. So hopefully I'll see you for some more reviews and some more traveling and some more koobideh. خیلی خوشحال شدم همدیگه رو دیدین. Buenos dias. Have a nice day. Adios from Barcelona. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. So bye bye. خداحافظ.